Welcome to the bench.
Ben.
What it do, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of The Sixth Man. I'm going to try and do these little Reddit recaps, well, around once a week at reddit.com/r/NBA. Trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of 2020. So hopefully you guys can get me there. We only need 4 more, y'all. Yeah, we're just gonna head right into NBA Reddit. Everything pretty much from the last week got overshadowed by the NBA season starting, and pretty much nothing else happened. Of course, there was more Harden drama, but that's just the media taking control of the news cycle, because the only thing they had to talk about for a whole week, well, 3 weeks actually. First up, we had the LA Clippers and the LA Lakers. Actually, that was after the Nets and Warriors game, which actually ended up being pretty boring. The Nets really handled the Warriors. James Wiseman did actually look pretty good. Paul George obviously misses the pass, expecting Luke Kennard to run behind him into the corner, which honestly I feel like that's kind of a 50-50, but I don't think Paul George should be getting mad at Luke Kennard for it either. Paul George actually ends up doing pretty well in this game. 33 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 72% from the field and 62% from 3-point. 5 of 8 from 3. It's a really good night for Paul George. I'm always afraid of these opening night numbers. I'll show you why in a little bit. Pretty good for Paul George. This comeback here, he has to show everybody and prove it to everybody that he's not already washed, I guess. But obviously we won't know for sure until playoffs come. But if he can hold this up for the whole year, he's got a good shot of getting his reputation all the way back together. While the Lakers did lose this game, Dennis Schroeder comes in to score 14 points, grabs 12 boards and 8 assists. This definitely looks like the Rondo replacement they were looking for. They also get Montrezl Harrell from the other side of the lake. 17 points and 10 boards off the bench. They have Marc Gasol starting the game, and he didn't do much in those 12 minutes. Hey, Marc Gasol doesn't hurt. But who knows, maybe we'll see the rotation change and Montrezl will be starting from now on. Or maybe he wants to get a back-to-back on that 6-man. Los Angeles Clippers guard Luke Kennard has agreed to 4-year, $64 million contract extension. What did they offer Montrezl Harrell? Did they not offer this to Montrezl Harrell? Did they not want to offer this to Montrezl Harrell? They have to be really high on Luke Kennard to be able to offer this much money to him before even playing a season with the Clippers. Montrezl Harrell on Twitter after the Clippers extend Luke Kennard. Laughing. Okay. Los Angeles Lakers forward Kyle Kuzma has agreed to a 3-year, $40 million contract extension. I'm not on the Kyle Kuzma hype train. I think there's definitely put a spotlight on him because he is in LA. I think he's been pretty much the same player since he joined the league. He got drafted pretty old too. I'm pretty sure he's around 25 already, 26, in his 4th year in the NBA. He is young, but it's not a ton of room for growth. Either way though, I don't think this is a bad contract. The NBA in the last couple of years have shown me that every contract in the NBA is movable. Every single one. But paying Kyle Kuzma, what is that, $16 million a year? 15? No. $12 million a year, right? What's the math on that? Okay, $13 million a year. I don't think that's a bad trade-off, especially for someone that's a part of the team that won. So if it's not broke, why fix it? And there's still the heavy favorites regardless. It's on purpose that Kuzma lined up his contract with a contract of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Right under that post, we see Harry Burns-Sage in his first return to TD Garden since signing with the Brooklyn Nets. I saw Kyrie actually saying that he wanted to do this with every stadium he goes to before every single game. Just pretty funny, but hey, it works. The Brooklyn Nets end up winning this game, handing the Warriors a pretty fat L. 125-99. AD and Kyrie both look amazing out there. Andrew Wiggins did his yearly trick where he makes us think that this might be the year, and it's not. It never is. 4 for 16 from the field. Damn it, Andrew. Stephen Curry, 20 points, 10 assists, 2 of 10 from 3. We know that's not Curry. I 100% believe that number is going to improve. He just has to get rid of the heavy legs jitters from the beginning of the season, and I think he'll be back to Stephen Curry form. But obviously, he's a lot less of a threat when instead of Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant out there, you running out there with Kelly Oubre and Andrew Wiggins. It's kind of tougher to focus on those other guys when they're shooting less than 30% from the field, and they know that you were once an MVP, mostly because of your shooting ability. You're not as deadly when you don't have two of the other best scorers in the game on the field next to you. But on the other side, man, this Nets team looked so deep. They had their bench unit come in, and that was the team that was in the playoffs 3 years ago. They were in the their bench was in the playoffs. Crazy. Kevin Durant, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 43% from the field. Fine by me. Kyrie Irving, 26 points, 62% from the field, 4 of 7 from 3, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Really low turnovers I'm seeing too. No more than 3. 20 in total actually is pretty bad. I'm completely lying. That 20 is actually not that great. Caris LeVert contributing his own 20, 60% from 3, 17 shots. Got more shots than Kevin and Kyrie. Oh, I saw this. Kelly Oubre with the putback. Oh, it's like he hung up there. In other words, they're going to get a lot of juice out of Kelly Oubre. The NBA has determined the Milwaukee Bucks violated league rules with timing of Bogdan Bogdanovic's transaction and will lose their 2022 second round draft pick, sources tell. Blah, blah, blah. Wow. I honestly didn't think they would do anything because it's pretty well known that everybody talks to free agents before free agency. But I guess since it was so blatant, they had to make them an example, I guess. I'm sure it's not a huge loss for the Milwaukee Bucks, losing your 2022 second round draft pick, considering they just threw away the whole boat for Drew Holiday. I guess it's just, you just chop it up to that. While it is one less asset to the very tiny pool of assets they have, I don't think the Bucks are really gonna miss out on that 2022 second. I don't know what they could have done with him, done with the pick even. It's kind of a non-punishment. It's more a slap on the wrist than anything, but hey, they had to do something. I think they had to do something. They had to make an example out of them for sure. This Jason Tatum dagger I saw live. Dang. Tank. I wonder if we call it game. I was thinking that maybe they put Giannis on the other team's best player on purpose this time. You remember I was getting a whole bunch of slack for not guarding Jimmy Butler? And Jason Tatum has gotten so exponentially better over the last 2 years. I know he's a 5-year player. Or 4? Yeah, 5 years? Yeah, I think he got drafted in 2015. No, 20. This is his 5th NBA season. This is his 4th NBA season. So after that shot, the Milwaukee Bucks get a chance to inbound the ball. Tristan Thompson pushes off Giannis. Well, Giannis draws a foul. Giannis gets 2 free throws to tie the game. That's gotta hurt. First game of the season and you lose it on a free throw. Yo, James Harden cannot get off the hook. Source: Rockets are working with the NBA office to review video of James Harden at a strip club. The video circulating on social media is verified to be recent. It is a violation of the league's COVID protocols, which would put Harden's availability for tonight's opener in jeopardy. Harden said, "One thing after another. I want to go show love to my homegirl at her event. No matter how many times people have tried to drag my name under, you can't. The real always end up on top." Wise words from James Harden. Houston Rockets, including John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, and probably more, are expected to miss tonight's season opener versus OKC due to coronavirus contract tracing. The first postponed game of the season. But this is why they only released half of the schedule, so that they can account for the postponed games in the second half. Houston Rockets Oklahoma City Thunder game tonight has been postponed. James Harden has been fined $50,000 for violating NBA's health and safety protocols. Everybody getting their bags. Toronto Raptor forward OG Anunoby agreed to 4-year $72 million extension with a player option. Hey man, get your bag. I saw all these extensions coming out at pretty much the same time, and I was just thinking that it was a lot of money. There was a lot of money going around. OG hasn't really done much, proven much, but he hit a shot. He hit a shot in the playoffs that was worth a lot of weight. So I guess that shot got him paid. But hey, he's full of raw potential, and he's supposed to be their Kawhi Leonard replacement, sort of small forward replacement, to be honest, actually. Markelle Fultz, 3 years, $50 million extension with Orlando. Congrats to Markelle Fultz. Looks like you found a home. Orlando, Markelle Fultz are kind of a good fit together. So hopefully Markelle Fultz can use the Orlando power of creating players that have infinite potential but never are met with the extent of their full potential. Yeah, man, I don't think he's done anything to deserve this contract, I'll be honest. But hey, he was the first overall pick for a reason. And Orlando Magic is definitely a team that has the money, the patience, the room, the minutes, the opportunity to invest in a player that used to be a #1 pick and felt like a brick. Because hey, if he becomes 50% of what he was in college, that's still a damn good NBA player. Jonathan Isaac has agreed to a 4-year, $80 million extension with the Orlando Magic. This is another small market team that needs to retain all the players that they can get. Even though Jonathan Isaac's been injured for pretty much 2 whole seasons at this point, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Moran had over 40 points. Yo. Dark Horse MVP Ja Morant. 44 points and 9 assists. Ooh. Only 1 turnover? And they lost? Ball struggles to score in his first NBA game. The first top 3 pick to score 0 points in an NBA debut since Otto Porter. The only other top 3 picks to be held scoreless in the NBA debut for the last 15 seasons are Hasheem Thabeet and Greg Oden. Because of his lack of scoring, somebody else had to pick up the slack. This is why you can't trust first day numbers. Terry Rozier drops 42 points. I know it's the Caps, probably the bottom of the East. Still gotta put the ball in the bucket, man. 42 points is crazy. But yeah, Terry Rozier obviously got the secret juice from MJ tonight. Utah Jazz center Rudy Gobert has agreed to a 5-year, $205 million extension. So obviously, it's a lot of money for Rudy Gobert. You can hope and pray that he'll become a scorer, 20 points a game. He did score 20 points today. Today's game, he got 20 points, 17 rebounds. You can hope and pray for this to be an everyday occurrence, but let's be honest, it's probably not going to be. I'd probably count on 14 points a game from Rudy Gobert and around 13 boards, which is a lot of boards. And yeah, sometimes he can get up to 17 boards. I'm not too surprised by that. Is that a max guy? I don't know. I don't think it's super crazy because it's the Utah Jazz. I don't know about you, but I don't remember the last time I heard rumors of a superstar going to the Utah Jazz. So if they let Rudy Gobert walk, how are they going to get anybody else on the all-star level? How are they going to get anybody else to their team? They have to draft guys. Unfortunately, that's a small market team game. You have to keep the assets that you draft that become good. That's why they gave Donovan Mitchell that extension before the end of last season, because they can't afford to lose anybody they see with any potential whatsoever. You're never going to find that in free agency. And let's top this off at the end of the Sacramento-Denver game, and hopefully the NBA doesn't make me take down this part. Right with the tip in, right on time, Buddy Love. I hate it. I hate it when players do that. I hate it when players just run into the locker room. Like, if there are fans in the stands, I want to celebrate with you, dog. Look at me, yell at the crowd, do something. Don't just run into the locker room. It's gonna be a fun NBA season, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your aunts, uncles, enemies, brothers, cousins, friends, foes. Comment in the video if you guys want to get shouted out. Shout out John Henson for commenting on the last video. Trying to hit 100 subscribers by the end of 2020. So hopefully you guys can get me there. We only need 4 more, y'all.